Hey everyone, in this video I'll be reviewing Muramasa the Demon Blade for the Nintendo Wii. Muramasa came out in 2009. It's a 2D side-scrolling action game and is one of the best games I've played for the Wii. Not only does it look absolutely amazing, it's really fun to play, the controls are great, and it provides a good challenge. Muramasa is developed by Vanillaware, who are known for their excellent 2D games, namely Odin Sphere and Grim Grimoire for the PlayStation 2. Both are awesome games, and Muramasa is an excellent addition to their small roster of games. I'm really impressed by how polished Muramasa is. It could have easily been a good-looking game without gameplay to back it up, but it's great everywhere. Gameplay is very satisfying. I had a hard time putting down a controller when recording footage for this review. Muramasa is basically a 2D hack-and-slash platformer. It follows traditional gameplay formula, and it has some role-playing elements as well. You start off by choosing a difficulty level, Muso or Shura. Muso is pretty much the easy difficulty setting, while Shura is for more experienced players. Everything you see here is played on the Shura difficulty level. Muso was just too easy, and you can get away with some pretty sloppy playing. Shura is where it's at. After that, you get a choice of two storylines to play. One follows Momohime, a princess possessed by a spirit, and Kisuke, a ninja suffering from amnesia. Momohime travels from Edo to Kyoto, while Kisuke heads the opposite direction. The first part of the game serves as a tutorial, teaching you how to move around, attack, block, and use items. The controls aren't very complicated, so it's easy to get a hang of. There are actually 3 different controllers you can use, though controls are very similar across all 3. First is the Wii controller and the nunchuck. This is how most people will probably play the game. Push the analog stick up and you jump, down you crouch, and left and right is left and right. Switching swords is done by pressing the C button. A is attack, and when you hold it down, you block. Left and right on the D-pad selects an item, while pushing up or down activates it. Special attacks are done with the B button. The second choice is the GameCube controller. Controls are pretty much the same, except Y is special attack, right trigger selects items, X activates them, and you change swords by hitting the left trigger. To be honest, I've got a bit of a beef with the triggers. I guess the Wii doesn't register the GameCube controller's triggers in the analog. You have to press it all the way down until it clicks to change blades, which you do quite often, and in the heat of battle, I often don't press hard enough. You can use the D-pad instead of the analog stick as well, but I really don't recommend it. The GameCube's D-pad is an ungodly abomination, much like the Xbox 360 D-pad. I don't like it at all. I like the GameCube controller the most in terms of feel, but the trigger is a deal breaker to me. Give it a go and see if you like it, unless you have a black Wii or a Wii Mini. Those don't have GameCube support. The last option is the classic controller, which is what I use. No trigger problems here, and the D-pad doesn't suck either, though it's a bit slippery. I use the analog stick instead. Just remember that the B button is attack now, not A. It's a bit light and doesn't sit in my hand as well as the GameCube controller though. Once the tutorial is completed, you go where the game tells you to, kill enemies along the way, fight the boss, and get a blade which you use to break the barrier and unlock a new area. And then the cycle repeats. When I say it like that, it sounds repetitive, but it never really felt that way to me. To mix things up, there's some RPG elements thrown in as well. Your character can level up, and you can cook food which you can use to heal yourself. As you progress through the game, you also have to forge swords. Every sword has their own special ability, so keep that in mind when forging swords. There are 2 types of swords, blades and long blades. Blades are the best because you can attack quicker. Long blades deal more damage, but they're only really useful for taking out groups of weak enemies quickly. Even though you're pretty much only moving left and right, finding your way around can sometimes be a hassle. Want to find that merchant you came across a while ago so you can get your healing items before fighting the big boss? Well, good luck with that. When you die, you continue where you left off without any penalties. Even if you used up all your healing items before you died, they magically reappear back in your inventory when you continue. Probably a good idea since you don't want to go back and find a merchant again. Depending how good you are, beating bosses can take a few tries. When you do, it's a very satisfying feeling. You can tell that the developers put a lot of thought into everything. The whole game feels extremely polished. They obviously cared. The different environments are visually interesting and very well animated. There's just so much detail everywhere, from the swaying of the grass in the wind to the character animations. Muramasa is pretty cheap to pick up nowadays, so you're going to get a lot for your money, I think. Honestly, I've never really heard of this game until recently. I don't think it got a lot of publicity when it came out. Odin's Sphere and Grim Grimoire suffered from the same fate. They never got the attention they deserved. Now that I think about it, Okami suffered from the same thing. It's always artistic Japanese games with beautiful graphics and great gameplay that go unnoticed. I guess most people are just busy losing IQ points playing first-person shooters. But you know better, so pick up your copy of Muramasa today.